Yeah. Okay.
Christy, I forgot the book again. I thought about it.
Yeah, no problem.
It's back
Do
here.
you want the song lines? Do you want that? Just goes for you, song lines? Song lines? Australia? Yeah, look it up, see?
I'm sure it is a candle.
Yeah.
Is that my book? Sorry for. Oh, she'll be back.
So I don't think I'll ever see it. I don't think I've ever seen that one again. Circle?
Her office or
I think she's been notarized.
It's quite neat. And what I find interesting, it's so fun.
Actually, you I would be telling that to Lisa, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
God, I should have been telling Lisa Evanson that. I'm sorry. I forget who's here.
Yeah. And then if you like you click on business, it's right in. Yeah. That's cool. Time. To make sure I've got the right script. I call to order. Are we ready? Yeah, good. I call to order this public hearing. It's 6:45 PM, Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. Good evening. Fancy seeing you here. And welcome to this public hearing to consider official community plan and zoning amendment bylaws for 426 Gower Point Road. I begin this public hearing by acknowledging that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Squamish Nation. I will introduce the council members present this evening: Councillor David Kroll, Councillor Anne Marie de Andrade, Councillor Stafford Lumley, and Councillor Christy Thompson. I am Mayor Silas White, and I'm the chair of this evening's proceedings. A public hearing is a statutory requirement under the Local Government Act, which is why I'm reading a script. A public hearing must be held after the first reading and before the third reading of an amendment to an official community plan and zoning bylaw. All persons present who believe their interests are affected by the proposed bylaws shall be given an opportunity to be heard on the matters contained in the proposed bylaws or to present their written submissions to the corporate officer, it's Rebecca here, before tonight's hearing is adjourned. Under the Local Government Act, the chair of a public hearing is entitled to make procedural rules for the conduct of the public hearing. For this public hearing, we will use the following protocol. Persons wishing to speak during this public hearing must register by entering their name and address on the speakers list, which is with Lisa there. If you wish to speak and have not yet registered, please do so. Speakers are invited to come forward to the microphone in the order of the speakers list, which will be announced by the corporate officer. Please identify yourself by clearly stating your name and residential address before beginning to address council. Speakers are allowed up to 3 minutes to make their presentation and may not transfer all or part of their allotted time to another speaker. Members of council are present to hear your submissions and not to answer questions or debate the merits of the bylaws under consideration. Council members may ask for clarification from members of the public after their submissions, and I would ask them to do that through me as well. Any notes or copies of your comments would be appreciated and can be handed into the corporate officer at the staff table when you are finished speaking. Persons wishing to speak a second time may do so only after all other persons wishing to speak have been provided the opportunity to speak for a first time. Persons speaking a second time will be limited to 2 minutes. A written submission may be submitted in lieu of speaking, provided it is received prior to the close of the public hearing. All written submissions will be circulated to council and will become part of the public record. Please deliver any written submissions to the corporate officer at the staff table. Please do not applaud speakers, all you people in the audience here. Today's proceedings will continue until everyone wishes to speak has had an opportunity. If necessary, we will adjourn this evening at a set time and date to reconvene the public hearing. Planner Katie Thomas will now introduce the proposed official community plan and zoning amendment bylaws for 426 Gower Point Road.
The bylaw amendments 98533 to 2023 and 106574 2023 were given first and second reading, and the resolution to hold a public hearing today was adopted by Council on July 25th, 2023. A notice of public hearing was advertised in the Coast Reporter on August the 25th and September the 1st, 2023.
Slide mic moving there.
Yeah.
Okay. I will now ask the corporate officer, Rebecca Anderson, to note and present any written submissions received to date.
Thank you, Mayor White. The public hearing agenda published on August 30th, 2023 included a submission from one individual who is in support of the proposal. Between the time the agenda was published and the statutory deadline of 12 noon today, no additional submissions were received. As noted previously, anyone present may choose to present written submissions up to the close of this hearing, and those will be collated tomorrow and added to the agenda for consideration.
We will now seek public input. Is there anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposed bylaws? For a second time, is there anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposed bylaws? And for the third and final time, is there anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposed bylaws? Okay, so please note that once a public hearing, there's no script here for recognizing that there's been no public input here. I'm going to acknowledge that, that I asked 3 times and we've had have no one provide input. So I will also say that please note that once a public hearing regarding a bylaw is adjourned, Council may not continue to receive further information or feedback from members of the public regarding that bylaw. Municipalities are legally required to ensure transparency, procedural fairness, and due process when considering public input regarding a bylaw. The legal requirement arises from common law established by court cases and includes requiring that all public feedback received be publicized as part of the open session, the public hearing, and is made available to everyone in attendance. This is to ensure transparency of everything that is considered by members of council when giving the bylaw further readings. For this reason, council and staff accept public input up until the adjournment of the public hearing, and nothing is accepted afterwards. So we have made our requests for public input, and seeing no input, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this public hearing. Moved by Councillor Kroll, seconded by Councillor Thompson. All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you for your attendance.
That's it? That was easy.